This 2024 Chevy Trax is bigger, sleeker, and has more tech on the inside, but that's not even the real news. What's up, folks? I'm Dave Underkoffler, editor-in-chief of Autolist.com, back with another one-week test drive. This week's victim is the 2024 Chevy Trax. It's a compact crossover that's been completely redesigned for the model year. It's now significantly bigger, but that's not even the real news. The real news is the price. This now starts at $22,500 for a base model, and that goes all the way up to just $27,000 for the fully loaded version you see here, and that includes destination. So is it worth the money, or did Chevy cut too many corners to hit its price point? Let's go spend a week with it and find out. All right, let's start with a walk around of the exterior of this Trax. As I mentioned, it got quite a bit bigger for this generation. It's now actually bigger than Chevy's Trailblazer, although it is still cheaper. It's 11 inches longer than its predecessor and 2 inches wider, and it's really sleek, really good looking up front. I like this. You've got LED daytime running lights right here, and then headlights down there. You can see we've got our RS badging. Our model also has these 19-inch alloy wheels. Those are pretty cool. This shares a platform with Buick's Envista. That's sort of a coupe-like four-door crossover. We actually tested that a few months ago. You can find that right here. But move along the side and at the back. Again, pretty sleek back here. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this design. It kind of sticks out a little bit right there, but it's not too bad. I'll show you there's the Trax badging. And again, we've got the RS. No power liftgate, but again, you are going to have some compromises to hit that price point, but plenty of space inside. Around there, a little cubby down there. And then in here, an actual spare tire. That's pretty nice, rather than just an inflation kit. So we'll close it up. So what do you guys think? Do you like the way this looks? Would you spend, I think it's like an extra $400 or $500 for this color. It's nitro metallic. Let me know in the comments below what you think overall. Love to hear your thoughts. All right, let's see what's under that hood. All right, let's talk powertrains. There's actually only one available in this new Trax, and although the Trax got bigger, the engine actually got smaller. Now it is a 1.2 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that makes 137 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission and front-wheel drive only. That's one of my bigger gripes about this car, is that there's no all-wheel drive offered, even as an option, but Chevy's got to keep that price down. It's rated by the EPA at 28 miles per gallon in the city, 32 on the highway, and 30 overall. All right, now let's take a look at the interior of this Chevy Trax. As I mentioned, we're in a fully loaded 2RS trim. So that means we have an 11-inch screen here for the infotainment system and then an 8-inch digital display for the instrument panel. Base models will get a 3.5-inch screen here and an 8-inch screen here. But one thing I love about the Trax is no matter which trim or which screen size you have here, all models come standard with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. That's great connectivity. Another thing I like is that no matter what is displayed on this screen right here, this menu of buttons is always there. Other systems and other brands will cover that up when this screen is displayed, so that's nice functionality here. The screen itself, very bright, I like that, but the system is a little slow, a little laggy, but you know what, I'll take it given the price of this Trax. Another thing, let's show you the audio. So there's the audio screen. You also have some other menus to go through here. But yeah, the menus themselves are well laid out. You can find what you want pretty easily, so that's pretty nice. My only gripe about this screen, you think with all this digital real estate, maybe you can make it configurable, but not so. Basically what you see there is what the screen is going to look like at all times. I also want to point out the steering wheel. I love this steering wheel. It's got like a sports car feel, right? You've got the indents here for the thumb. You've got the stitching across here. That's pretty cool. It really gives this Trax a premium feel. Again, our RS model, we've got RS there. You've got this contrast stitching here. Seats are good, nice and comfortable, so I like that. Another thing I want to point out is that generally in this Trax, it doesn't feel like Chevy cut corners. You get in it and it does not feel like a cheap car. Yes, there are some plastics here. These are, you know, a little hard, but overall, other cars that are inexpensive, you get in it and you can tell immediately that the automaker cut corners. Not on this one. It's pretty good considering the price. So I just got to call that out. I also like, you know, we've got sort of this, you know, this feature here, a little bit of red trim, and then some brushed metal along here. So overall, quiet, comfortable cabin. That's pretty nice. You've got your climate control functions here. Again, fully loaded. So we have a 3-stage heated seats for the front passenger and the driver. We also have a heated steering wheel right there. We have a $900 sunroof package. So there's the sunroof. And then that also adds wireless smartphone charging down below. And then you have a pair of USB ports there. Good functionality. You've got cup holders, nice spot for your phone, more space inside here. But overall, I'm really impressed with this interior. You could get in it and have no idea that this car starts at $22,000 or that the version we're in right now is $27,000. This easily feels like it costs a lot more, and that is pretty cool. All right, let's check out those rear seats. All right, now you're gonna come with me as we check out the rear seat space in this Trax. If you've seen our videos before, you know the drill. I put the front seat to where I would have it if I were sitting up there. I'm 6'1", so basically I'm sitting behind myself. And the verdict, wow, yeah, tons of room. I mean, it may not show up in the videos, but this is just, yeah, very impressive space for my legs, my feet, my knees. Yeah, so overall, you could fit 4 tall people in this car very easily. That's pretty cool. Another thing I like, I know I wish it offered all-wheel drive, but one of the benefits of just being front-wheel drive is this flat floor back here just allows for so much space. It also allows for another tall person to sit in the middle. Sometimes if there's a hump there, it's harder to get a tall person there because their knees are then in their chest, but not in this car, fully flat. So yeah, 5 tall adults could fit very comfortably inside this Trax. You also have a little bit of storage space right here, and then a pair of USB charge ports, and then just, you know, your standard map pocket. But yeah, pretty impressive. Nice place to spend some time. Let's go drive it. All right, next up, driving impressions. And as I mentioned earlier, this generation of Trax is bigger and has less horsepower than its predecessor. So that sort of begs the question, is it underpowered? How does it feel on the road? It feels fine. It does not feel underpowered. 137 horsepower, yes, many of its competitors are going to have more, but in daily driving, in pretty much any situation you find yourself in, this is going to get the job done. There are some times you're on the freeway and you go to pass somebody. That's where it feels a little flat, a little anemic, but generally the horsepower is not something you should worry about. Otherwise, the rest of the driving experience in this Trax is really pretty good. This is a quiet car. It's a comfortable car. It really doesn't feel like Chevy cut any corners. It's solid and well built, so I like that. The brakes, the handling, the steering all feel really good. The only other nitpick I have with how it drives is the suspension just feels a little too rough. It's a little too harsh over the road. So that is a little frustrating, but it's definitely not a deal breaker. So if you are considering this Trax, definitely get in it, take it for a test drive. I think you're gonna like it. All right, folks, there you have it, our 1-week test drive of the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax. I just checked our fuel economy, and over 150 miles of testing, we averaged about 23 miles per gallon. Now, some of that's on me because I do have a bit of a lead foot, but we do wish that fuel economy was a little bit higher considering this is a pretty small 4-cylinder engine. But overall, we really do like this Trax. We think it's a really nice size, it's quiet and comfortable on the inside, and there's plenty of tech. But the best part is the price, from $22,500 for a base model all the way up to just $27,000, including destination, for this fully loaded version that you see here. That's a great deal. So if you are shopping for a compact crossover, especially if you're on a budget, this should be on your list. So for reviews or listings of this Trax or anything else you're shopping for, new or used, be sure to check out autolist.com. And before you go, like and subscribe to this channel so you can get alerts on all of our future updates. We'll see you out there.